Whenever we hear this word, comfort zone, our mind usually go towards maybe achievements, like stepping out of your comfort zone to go and achieve something, stepping out of your comfort zone to fight for what you want, stepping out of your comfort zone to kind of grab opportunities, and maybe somebody will tell you are too relaxing in your comfort zone. That's why things are not happening in your life. We always, thinking about that word comfort zone when it comes to career, goals, achievement, maybe financial escapades and all that. But do you know that there is still comfort zone in relationships? And in this video today, I'm going to be talking about it and then tell you how to be sure that the person you are choosing now or the person you are with now is not just your comfort zone, but truly who you want. Yes, we may not call it comfort zone. Let's just see it as settling instead of getting what you want. Like you are settling with what is available. You remember when they used to say, when the desirable is not available, the available becomes desirable. So let's analyze this thing together and see if this is what you are doing now. Maybe what you desire is not what is available. So because of that, you have now decided to settle for what is available and you're now forcing yourself to desire it. Fine, if you're dating somebody, you can manage that. But when you want to enter into a long-lasting relationship like marriage, how long are you going to settle? Like accept what is available instead of what you really desire. Growth is not usually comfortable. That's why you hear people say they burnt the midnight candle and everything. So all those hard conversations, disagreements, you always hear we disagree to agree. Hard conversations, disagreement, clash in opinion and everything, all those things build up to a healthy relationship, and it shows that you are not settling. At least you are fighting for what you want. This is what I want, this is what I don't want. That is it. You guys are building something here. Don't always want to feel so comfortable. She agrees to everything I say and you are comfortable. No, you are settling. That's not healthy. Welcome back to Glow the Canny Marriage School, the place where we help the unmarried to choose right, which is in fact the most important. Yeah, we also help the married to stay until they must run away. Now, if you've not joined this our community, do so. All you just have to do is to subscribe. Yeah, how do you subscribe? Just tap that subscription button there, and that is it. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost you any money, and you just hit the notification button whenever we share any video, you'll be the first to watch it. Yes, I would love your subscription so that at least it will encourage me to sit down here and be gisting you from my own experience and from other people's experience. Yes, because I want you to choose the right partner, and that is why this channel is here for you. So why do people accept comfort zone in relationship? Why is it that people settle instead of going for what they want? Most of the times it's because they fear loneliness. Some people can't stay on their own. They want somebody around them. That one is one. Then there's this other fear about having to be single for life. Some people will be like, if I don't marry now, I will remain single. Especially for women. So women will think, if I don't marry at this age, nobody will marry me again. Thank God things have changed. Divorcees are getting married. Single mothers and single fathers are getting married. Now, people in their 40s, 50s, and 60s are also getting married. If you've not seen them, check the internet, you will see many. So now, why would you settle just because you are afraid of being single? Be useful to yourself and you will see somebody who wants you in their life. So this is exactly why some people just relax in their comfort zone in relationships and then end up in marriage and then just settle instead of going for what they really want. Right now, if you are with somebody just because you're afraid of being single, or because that's the only person that is around you, or because that's the only woman you could talk to, or because that's the only man who accepted you, my dear, you are in your comfort zone and you are settling. You are not with the person, or you don't have what you really want. But if you're with somebody now because maybe you guys share have shared values, shared goals. There's emotional support and emotional growth, and you guys have this respect for each other. You respect your boundaries, and you feel okay, like you accept it. Then you are with the person you want to be with. If you're staying with somebody who is always agreeing to everything you say, everything you suggest flies, everything, that is just your comfort zone. But if you are staying with somebody who is always challenging you respectfully, trying to improve your life, trying to bring in, something good for you to grow emotionally, physically, socially, financially. In fact, the person is actively involved in your life and everything. You are with the right person. You are not settling. If you're a man, you are with a woman who is always accepting everything you say, and she's going to make a good wife. You're just settling, you are settling, you are in your comfort zone. But if you are a woman who has something to offer, it's not about money, it's about opinion, perspective, suggestions. And in fact, when you are derailing, she's saying, no, this is wrong, don't do this, and she's calling you back respectfully, of course. That's good one. It's somebody to build a long life relationship with, not with the one who agrees to everything. My dear, you are just enjoying your comfort zone. And believe me, as time goes on, remember we are talking about a long relationship called marriage. As time goes on, you will discover that settling for your comfort zone was not a good decision. And this goes both ways. If you're a woman now, and the man in your life is making you feel so comfortable that you will be misbehaving and he will not even say anything. When you are misbehaving and the man is not correcting you. How can somebody not correct? Even your mom, your father tells you to sit down or shut up when you are misbehaving. So if that man is not even making any effort and you are very comfortable, that's a comfort zone. You are settling. That's not who you are supposed to be with. Yes, I know some of you will say, if you don't want a man to control you. No. I'm not saying controlling. I'm saying somebody who calls you back when you are doing a wrong thing. And let me tell you, if that man is swallowing every rubbish you are doing, you are dishing out boldly, hook, line, and sinker, don't be happy. In fact, don't rush and marry him because he's waiting for you. By the time he spends his money and brings you into his house, he's going to show you another side of him. See all those your rubbish you are doing and he was swallowing it. Let me tell you, that one he was just campaigning. And after election, when he has won, he will he will show you his real self. So please don't relax too much in this your comfort zone and then jump into the fire thinking that he's going to accept all your bad characters. Don't do it. If you do it, you are settling and it's going to backfire on you inside marriage. Now I've described what settling means, comfort zone, and how it looks like. Now, what are you going to do to avoid settling? First of all, sit down and make a list of what you really want. Like, what do you want? What kind of life do you want to live? I will tell you, think, can I accept this in the next 5-10 years? Please stop thinking about wedding. Think about marriage as a lifelong commitment. Ask yourself, can I accept this in the next 5 or 10 years? This is how you know what you actually want. What kind of life do I want to live? What kind of values do I want in a man? Do I need a drunkard? Do I need a smoker? Do I need a womanizer? Do I need somebody who is family oriented? First, pin them down. That's the first thing you're going to do. Now, when you have written them down, now make do another list of, these are the essentials and these are the good to have. You can't get a perfect human being, but there are things you don't want to compromise. You know the things you don't want to compromise. Somebody told me that cheating can be a deal breaker for her. So if cheating is a deal breaker for you, you also know how to, arrange them. These ones are the essentials and these ones are the nice to have. If he has these ones, fine, but you see, he must have these ones. You really need to separate emotional attraction from long-term requirement. We are talking about a relationship with one individual that is going to take you like 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, even 50 years, depending on how long you live on earth. So these are the things you're going to be doing. Now, separate emotional attraction. You need it to be attracted in the first place, okay? But lifelong requirements, long-term requirements, you really need to call a spade a spade. Okay, let me give you some examples of essentials and good to haves. Essentials could be he communicates very well or she communicates very well. I can trust her, or she's trustworthy or he's trustworthy. Or he respects me, she respects me, or he doesn't lie, he's always saying the truth, or she doesn't lie. Then a nice have or good to have may be something like, okay, we share the same taste in food, or we share the same taste in social activities and everything. This one is not essential. Look, these ones are not essential, but these ones are. So that's how you separate them, to know the ones that you really need and the ones that could be okay if they are present but not compulsory. The next thing we have to do is to recognize the signs that you are settling. You are in your comfort zone instead of with who you really want. How? The first one is you are always excusing their bad behaviors. I mean, they do something that you don't like, you find an excuse. If it's an English word, they say you rationalize. And maybe he was too busy, that's why he has not called me for 2 days. Okay, maybe she has much work, that's why she has not even done what I asked her to do for me. Or, you rationalize, you create excuses for them all the time. Now, the next important one is you compromise a lot just because you don't want to lose them. I mean, what he did is wrong and it doesn't sit well with you. You say, okay, let me just accept it because I don't want to create issue, I don't want to break this relationship up. Or what she's doing is not what you like, you compromise on your own values and your own self. You keep doing it over and over and over again. That means you are settling in that relationship. You can't be losing yourself just to keep peace. You can't be losing yourself just to make sure the relationship is going. Let me tell you, that thing may work when you are cutting, but when it comes to marriage, and you're already spending 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, and you keep compromising, losing yourself gradually. One day you're going to disappear. What they will be seeing is a shell of yourself, because everything that made you who you were, you've already removed them just to make sure the marriage is working. Another sign you're settling, another sign is when the red flags are there and you are ignoring them. Don't tell me you okay, let me give you a very simple one. You are in the car with maybe your partner, the man, or you are walking on the road with him, and then a fine lady pass. He is driving. He will watch the fine lady when she was coming. That same lady passes, and then your partner will still turn and be looking at her from the mirror, and you are there. That's one red flag that this man is humanized. And you see, the funny thing, he's not even respecting you. I mean, because a man who respects you should not do that even when you are there. Even if he wants to check her out, let it be when you are not there. At least you are not there, so how would you know? But if he's doing that thing even when you are sitting there or when you are walking with him, it's a red flag. But you see, you will just ignore it. To you, maybe he's doing it playfully or he's just doing it. It rang the bell in your head, red flag, you ignore it. That means you accept me. I don't know, maybe it's for your own selfish interest, maybe you're collecting money. Please don't settle that and enter into marriage with such a person. Another sign you are settling now is when you're always feeling anxious and discomfort, even when everything is moving fine. Like the relationship is going okay, everything is okay, you call him, he calls you and everything, but you're always feeling anxious and, as if something is not right, and something is not right. You are not really where you are supposed to be. You are not really where you want to be. You are settling. You are just taking what is available instead of what you desire. Then next thing you have to do to make sure you are not in your comfort zone now is to accept discomfort. See, relationship is not all bed of roses. You can't just be so comfortable that you want to remain in something that is not good for you. Accept discomfort. That not somebody loves you or you are in love with somebody doesn't mean that there will not be issues or there will not be times that you are not comfortable and everything. No, you just have to accept these things, that this is a part of life and it can crop up in a healthy relationship. Growth is not usually comfortable. That's why you hear people say they burnt the midnight candle and everything. So all those hard conversations, disagreements, you always hear we disagree to agree. Hard conversations, disagreement, clash in opinion and everything, all those things build up to a healthy relationship, and it shows that you are not settling. At least you are fighting for what you want. This is what I want, this is what I don't want. That is it. You guys are building something here. Don't always want to feel so comfortable. She agrees to everything I say and you are comfortable. No, you are settling. That's not healthy. It's very, very important, or it's even better you ask yourself now, do I feel challenged to be a better version of myself when I'm with this person, or am I just being comfortable as I am when I'm with this person? Now, another thing you can do to make sure you don't settle but get who you really want is to do what? Make sure you set your boundaries. Don't compromise on your values. Have values. Do you even have values? Have you ever sat down to make a list of the things you don't want to compromise? Like the kind of life you want to be, the things you will accept and the things you will not accept. Yes, be realistic, okay? We are not looking for perfection. We are looking for a kind of balancing, something that doesn't rob us of who we are, something that it doesn't make us so comfortable that we even forget to grow or forget to be a better version of ourselves. But you still need to have your core values at hand. Why do I say you just have to set out and, maybe write out your values? This settling often happens when your fear of being single outweighs your need for clarity to know that this is what I want and this is what I don't want. The next best one I want you to never play with, especially when you don't want to marry the available instead of the desirable, is to have this confidence in being single. Don't be scared of being single. Single is good. When you are single, you think well. When you are single, you pursue goals. When you are single, you define yourself. In fact, being single helps you to know who you really are. In fact, the longer you are as a single person, the longer you stay as a single person, the more time you have to analyze yourself, know who you are, what you want and what you don't want. Now, before we jump into the next video, I want you to do these practical exercises. Get a journal, get a pen, get a paper, start writing the things you want in your partner and the things you don't want. This is your life and it's going to take you maybe 40 years if God gives you grace to live very long. Then apart from writing them down, what about gisting or discussing with your friends about these things? You guys can sit down and talk about people's behaviors, because see, marriage is good, marriage is bad. It's about the people that are in marriage, the behaviors they brought into the relationship. So you can discuss it with your friends and maybe people you respect and everything. The next thing you could do is to kind of analyze your past relationships. Sit down and check what happened in that past relationship. Ask yourself, was I even accepting every nonsense because I was afraid of being alone? Or why did I even think? Were you in the losing end or were you in the winning side? Or were you just manipulated in that relationship and you accepted everything hook, line and sinker because you just wanted to partner up? Think and analyze it. Then another thing you could do is just to pause. Somebody told me that he had to stop dating for some years so that he will first of all understand himself, know what he really wants, and get closer to God. So you can even do it. You can pause this dating game for some time to readjust, reanalyze, and then decide on what you want. Good luck doing that, and I'll be seeing you in my next video. Don't forget, your marriage is such an important event. A man of God said there are 3 important days in the life of a man, in the life of a human being. We usually say the day you were born and the day you die. But that man said no, that the 3rd important day is the day you go to the altar, your wedding day. You know why? Because that wedding day is defining, in fact, is a step into another phase of your life that you have to share your life with another human being. People don't think it's serious, but it's one of the things you should be scared of, because if you make the right choice, you are in heaven. But if you make the wrong choice, you are in for a shocker. So please start taking your relationships very seriously and start thinking about and planning your marriage. Okay, I'll be seeing you in my next video. I love you. Subscribe and share our videos. I would love to hear from you in the comment section.